the situation on the battlefield continues to develop rapidly. The capture of Avdiivka by the Russian army significantly raised the morale of Russian soldiers. Having felt the taste of victory, the Russian troops continued to develop their success almost along the entire front line. So, on February 20th, war correspondent Yuri Kotnak confirmed that Russian troops had managed to gain a foothold on the occupied lines in the eastern part of the village of Lastikino. Moreover, he also confirmed the information about the beginning of the fighting for the village of Severnoy. According to him, the Ukrainian High Military Command is using these settlements as temporary strongholds, in order to pass the time and create a more powerful line of defense in the western direction. The war correspondent also expressed confidence that the Ukrainian armed forces will not be able to keep the remaining settlements west of Avdiivka under control for a long time. Against this background, former President of Ukraine Petro Poroshenko lashed out with harsh criticism of the current Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Syrsky. According to him, General Syrsky, by his actions, destroyed the Azov regiment in the Avdiivka meat grinder in just 1 week. Petro Poroshenko expressed confidence that General Syrsky had deliberately thrown the nationalists from the Azov regiment into the operational encirclement, knowing in advance that many would die there. In addition, numerous Ukrainian and Russian sources also confirmed information that General Syrsky did not order the withdrawal of troops from Avdiivka. It became known that the commanders of the Azov regiment decided to flee Avdiivka on their own, resulting in a domino effect, and the defense of Avdiivka crumbled like a house of cards. Only after that, General Syrsky officially announced the withdrawal of troops from Avdiivka. According to Russian sources, President Zelensky and General Syrsky are trying to completely get rid of the daring and independent fighters of the Azov regiment, since the only person they obeyed was General Zaluzny. Thus, the split in the Ukrainian army is rapidly gaining momentum, which cannot but please the Kremlin. By the way, Russian troops have also achieved significant successes in the Vuhledar direction of the front. Today, war correspondents confirmed information that Russian troops managed to take control of half of the territories of the settlements of Pobeda and Nova Mikhailovka, south of Mariinka. It is reported that the Ukrainian military command was forced to throw 5 German Leopard tanks and about 12 US M113 infantry fighting vehicles into battle, in order to prevent the transfer of these territories under the control of Russian troops. However, unfortunately for the Ukrainian military command, all this Western heavy equipment was destroyed by Russian assault units. Meanwhile, on the night of February 20th, Russia launched another massive missile attack on the territory of Ukraine. This time, Poltava, Kharkiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson regions were subjected to massive attacks. Throughout the night, numerous explosions were recorded in cities such as Chuhuiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Kremenchuk, Kherson, Orikhiv, and Zaporizhia. It is reliably known that during this missile attack, Russia used hundreds of jet-powered Geranium kamikaze drones and dozens of ballistic and cruise missiles of various types. Moreover, dozens of the latest KAB-500S-E Guided Bombs were also involved in this massive attack. In Kremenchuk, military-industrial facilities operating for the needs of the armed forces of Ukraine were discovered and destroyed. In Dnipropetrovsk, the German air defense system Iris-T was discovered and destroyed, which guarded the local airfield, where military cargo was being unloaded for the Ukrainian army. In Chuhuiv, the place for the deployment of the personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine was discovered and destroyed. It's reported that this personnel of the Ukrainian army was preparing to be sent to the Kupiansk direction of the front. In cities such as Kherson, Orikhiv, and Zaporizhia, Russian KAB-500S-E Guided Bombs destroyed underground hangars with Western military equipment, as well as places of the deployment of foreign mercenaries and reserves of the Ukrainian army. It is reported that as a result of these strikes, about 200 militants were confirmed dead. The Ukrainian High Military Command planned to send these Ukrainian reserves with foreign mercenaries to Rabotino, in order to stop the advance of Russian troops in the Zaporizhia direction of the front. Moreover, the Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, Sergei Shoigu, also officially announced that the so-called bridgehead of the armed forces of Ukraine in the village of Kremenchuk was completely destroyed. According to him, Russian troops took full control of the village of Kremenchuk. Thus, now it can be officially stated that the summer counteroffensive of the Ukrainian army suffered a crushing defeat.